Hello and welcome to Scrapping on the Fly. My name is Kristen and I am here with day 18 of the best of 30 Days of Sketches with Christy's Beautiful Life. And today's sketch is by Karen Gerber and it is created for Sketchabilities and it's number 126. And it is super cool, lots of mixed media going on. And a couple of days ago, I created this layout for one of the 30 Days of Sketches, and it is a matching page to this, so I'm using the same collection, which is the Paper Studios Stargazer paper pad. So I've got some of the scraps left over, and I have this picture that goes along with the others of my nephew, and a Snapchat filter. And so I have these scraps that are either left over from the other day or ones that I pulled in because I wanted to bring in a little bit more color. The other day I created the matching layout and it is a monochrome purple. And it does have some silver in there, but for the most part it's all purple. So I've got lots of mixed media for all the dripping and stuff. I have a couple of Distress Oxides. I have a couple of Delusion Shimmer Sprays. And then I also have a Nuvo Crystal Drop. And I will go over the names of those as I create with them. Because I did leave quite a bit of my mixed media part in. Because it was an interesting experience. And, you know, mixed media doesn't always go the way you want it to. So, you know, it's all good. So I'm going to use that lavender cardstock in the back as my base page. And spoiler alert, I will bring in a mat to mat it. So I've got my papers, my picture, my inks, and this awesome sketch. So let's see how this goes. So first I start with the Distress Oxide Villainous Potion. And I love this purple. It is super deep. And because I let it dry the way I do, it stays pretty dark, but not like the shimmer spray, which keeps that dark, especially since I did not put any gesso or any kind of anything on this paper. So I just let the drips go as they please. And when I want it to drip somewhere new, I kind of give it a little guide so it'll go down a path that I want. And then I get a paper towel, and after I get the drips to go where I want them to, or at least, you know, in the general area, I just pat these out, and that'll give me some texture behind where the picture's going. Plus, it will help dry up some of that extra ink that I don't need behind the pictures. So then the next ink that I dribble on there is Wilted Violet, and this is also Distress Oxide, both by Tim Holtz Ranger. And I do pretty much the same thing. Now, a lot of it is trying to drip in the same place where the Villainous potion went. So I just take the little tip and just kind of start the drip. So once I do that, then it goes down a new way, and that works out really well. So I just kind of get that down there and then do the same thing. And it's with the same paper towel because I don't care if it blends, it's purple. And so I just kind of dab that to where that top part is going to at least dry a bit. And then I cut out a little bit of me shaking my, this is called Crushed Grape, and it is the Shimmer Spray by Delusions by Dyan Reaveley. And so I go ahead and get those started because I don't want them to go exactly where every other drip is. And I love these shimmer sprays, you all. Every time I use them, I talk about how much I love them. They are just in your face, bright, bold, full, saturated with color. I love the oxides. Do not get me wrong, they are like some of my favorite things to work with. But if you want something with a lot of rich color, these Delusions by Dyan Reaveley are fantastic. So anywho, so I just shake the paper enough to where it's going to move down the page, but I don't want it flying off the page. So, and then I dab just to dry it up so everything dries pretty quickly. So now that I have all of that on there, I have matted this on a piece of paper, a full piece of paper from the Stargazer paper pad. And it was a really pretty paper. Luckily, there are 2 more of them, so I didn't have to worry. And then I pull out this Delusion Shimmer Spray called Polished Jade. And it is a green. and it matches the paper I'm going to use really well. And I wanted to bring in a little something other than the purple. The other page is completely monochrome minus the white and black, and which is still considered monochrome, I know. But this page, I really wanted to bring a little something else in. So I used that piece of green paper back there and this shimmer spray, and I just tap it out kind of all along the bottom of the layout. And I do really love that, and it's very shiny, and it pretty much matches the color of that paper to a T. So I start by matting my 4x4 in a black, just a matte stack paper, and trim it down to a pretty thin border, maybe 1/8 of an inch because I just want it to stand out against what I'm matting it on, and everything's going to be kind of wonky. So I put this little, almost like a mountaintop paper that was a leftover from a couple of days ago. It's the piece I cut out from the bottom of the rainbow. If you haven't watched that, I think it was day 15 that I created the other layout. Yes, day 15. I'm actually recording this on day 14. So I am moving this weekend, and so things have been a little chaotic in my household, and trying to get things done so that I don't have to miss anything during the actual physical move is helping me with my mental stress from moving. So I am working on that. So I take this piece of paper this is going to be the background paper, and I tore a bit of it off because it was too big. It was covering way too much of the mixed media drips, and I didn't want that. So I tore it. I didn't care that it wasn't going to fully matte. And then where I didn't tear it, I used my distress tool by Tim Holtz and just kind of distressed the top and two sides. So, and then I get a piece of purple matte stack paper because I really wanted another layer between that really cool paper I just put down and the green paper that is matted on the back of the picture already. So I get that down there. I don't want this to be huge. I don't want it to cover this really pretty paper that I've got because I'm about to cover it a lot with a doily. I'm just really happy that I had pulled a couple doilies out before the box got moved. And I have already inked this with the Wilted Violet ink pad. And of course, guess what was already moved and packed? It was all my daubers, and or at least all but my, I think I have 2 color daubers left. And the rest of them have been packed and taken to a good safe space until I move. So I just took the ink pad straight to the daggone doily. I mean, you know, you do what you got to do. So I tucked that in there, and I love that bold color of purple. That is that Villainous potion, and I just love that. So I just get a piece of this scrap paper, and I make like these little dotted lines. In the sketch, it's like they used the like note paper punch, and I am going to have to find one of those because I love that look, but I don't have anything to do that. So I did this little dashes, and I actually brought it down further off the page, and then I did it again across the bottom, but I didn't take it off the little mat. And then I bring in the gemstones, and these are the same gemstones I used on day 15 for the layout that matches this. Now, this picture, oh my gosh, you all. My daughter is 20, and she was playing with Snapchat filters. And so my nephew got involved. He is now 13. At the time, he was 12. And oh my gosh, so that's going to kind of explain this crazy title. So I put that little palm tree on the picture where the title is supposed to go, because really I'm putting the title down here at the bottom. Although I do go in and add another little title right under that palm tree. So this could be considered the subtitle, I guess. I'm using Mondo Llama black foam alphas. And while my nephew is doing this, my daughter is voicing and saying things like, nice body, you know, being silly. And he just, in his very deep voice, said, where's my tan? And so that is what I am putting down here at the bottom in these Mondo Llamas. Is where's my tan. And I decided that it needed a little something down here. So before I put that down, I just did the packaging technique where I didn't do the smushing. I just really kind of did the little tapping to where it would be speckled and not smeared as much. And I did that with the Wilted Violet because I wanted it to be a little bit lighter than all that darkness up there at the top. And I wanted it to be kind of separate. I just did a layout for Mix It Up Monday with Anna from Peacecraft Love and a bunch of other awesome creatives. And all the goodies and stuff were up towards the top, and then the title was at this kind of lonely at the bottom left corner, and I really loved it. I thought it looked really cool, and so I did some inking behind it, and I love the way that looks, so I just kind of went with that. Plus, as I'm looking at this sketch up there in the corner, her little tagline and stuff is down there in the bottom, so it kind of gave me an idea of what it was going to look like, and so that's what I did. I kind of went with that. So I get that down there, and I kind of left some of this in here because I knew I was going to have to tell you the story about why I'm titling this Where's My Tan? Because, I mean, you all, if you've watched any of my videos, you know I'm a little off my rocker anyway. So, but I didn't want you to think I was absolutely nuts. So, yes, this is my 12-year-old nephew, and that was his response when he finally checked out this lovely Snapchat filter and said, "Where's my tan?" So I am at some point, and I said this the other day when I did day 15, I'm going to watch, I think it's MK, who has a process video on how to do the QR codes. I'm totally going to do that. And I'm going to put a QR code on here so that you can just watch the video, because I cannot wait, because it's just hysterical. So anyway, I decided that there did need to be something at the bottom of this picture where they have the title. So I found on that same Crafter Square, which is Dollar Store, where I got the palm trees, they had this thing that says Sunshiny, and it's kind of got some multicolors, but I'm backing it on that same paper, you know, where that green paper is, and so you really can't see too much of the color. A little bit of yellow, a little bit of yellow. Wow, guys. And so I go ahead and put that down on there, and I tack it down with some glue. I don't know if by the time you see the close-ups, if you will see that or not. And then I use my Nuvo crystal drops, and this is in the Plum pudding, and I just put a couple of those down at the bottom on the left of the title, a couple on the left of the picture, and a couple on the right of the picture. And they're super subtle, but I like that extra added shade of purple and the extra added little just embellishment there. And then I noticed as I was getting ready to show this, that there's like some little arrows going off to the side of the title, and I had noticed and just used some of these a few days ago from this Mondo Llama alphas. They've got these little arrows, and so I put 5 of those down there, and then I put one up there at the top of the picture, just kind of pointing, in the direction of the picture. I mean, it's really just there for an extra embellishment. It's not like pointing to anything in particular. So there is the sketch again. Like I said, super cool. I will probably go in and add a little label in that big spot above the picture that has the date. But I didn't write it down from the back of my picture, you guys. But that's what happens when you create layouts days in advance at 1 o'clock in the morning after you've been up all day long. It's all good. So I hope you all go below to the hashtag and get on the best of 30 days of sketches playlist, because there are hundreds of videos already, and it will take you days to see them all, but just start with one and watch them until you get some inspiration. They will always be there. So I hope you all have a great day. I hope you'll come back tomorrow for day 19. And I guess that's all I've got for tonight. Have a wonderful day and happy scrapping.